I'm Dan Boerman, a Kiwi comedian who recently moved to London to pursue stand-up comedy. And every week I'll be chatting to folks here in the Big Smoke who are getting after it themselves. This is Big Pond. It's one of the better ones.
Chatted to a few people, up-and-comers trying to crack it in London, and then every once in a while have someone like yourself to chat to who has already cracked it. Question that I have off the top, this is more for me than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm from a small town in New Zealand of about 1,000 people, and there are many theatres here in London bigger than the town that I'm from. So you being alive at the Apollo comic is fucking insane and exciting to me. So before hooking into anything, I want you to talk me through your first gig at the Apollo and what that experience is like from arriving at the venue to showing up on the stage. I mean, I've seen videos backstage where there's like a little X that you have to stand on. There's a thing that lifts up. There's fog machines. Talk me through what your first gig at live at the Apollo was like.
Right. Well, before I answer that question, first of all, thanks for saying I've cracked it, because I never feel like I've cracked it.
Don't you?
No, I think
you have. And if I'm a fan, am I not a better judge than you and your self-critical self?
Well, maybe, perhaps that's true. But I think, like, I don't know, if as a comic now, especially, you go, what does cracking it even look like? What does it mean? Do you know? But first of all, thank you for saying that. Yes, in many respects, I guess it's my living, right? So that's cracking it. That's good enough. We'll go with that. As far as Live at the Apollo is concerned, I'd actually done the Apollo, Hammersmith Apollo, before I did Live at the Apollo.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd opened for Mickey Flanagan when he was doing his warm-up tours there. So I was familiar with the space. As for the actual filming of Live at the Apollo itself, there's still a lot of excitement about it, in the sense that, you know, they send you a car and you
What, just to keep?
Yeah, just to keep. Yeah. I've got 2 cars now from Apollo, and then they you get driven in. You know, you go back, so you see all the people queuing up, and then
very glamorous. It sounds.
Yeah, it's a nice executive car.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of my people driving it, as is, you know, our calling in
They've
life.
got comedians driving the cars.
Yeah, comedians.
Fantastic.
Yeah, another comedian.
Yeah. If I can dodge that potato.
Yeah, well played. I'm going to see how well you do on this, actually. Dan Boerman just trying to avoid Eshaan Akbar's little grenades. Are you saying I'm throwing grenades?
Hot potatoes.
Hot potatoes.
I'm not saying anything about any weapons.
Okay, no,
that was
nothing.
another one just fucking past me. I just saw an Agria just dodged it like the Matrix.
All the stuff with TV is like, oh, you know, there's makeup and there's wardrobe and they eat you food. I get Nando's every time I do Love at the Apollo.
Unreal.
Yeah, so that's, you know, that's like I guess that is a superstitious thing, is I need to have a half chicken, peri rice and broccoli before I do Love at the Apollo.
That is such a funny superstition. That's
maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. It's just,
I respect that.
That's the thing that I've got twice when I've done it.
Well, is there an argument that would be your death row meal? Because if you think about you're sat there nervous about a thing that's about to happen, and they're like, "What do you want to eat?" That's what you choose. That probably would be your death row meal.
Well, yeah, maybe, because basically the option they give you is like Nando's, Bill's, or something else.
Oh, so there's a few options.
Yeah,
it's not like anything, and you picked Nando's.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So of the options they gave, Nando's was the best one.
Fantastic.
In any case, my thing is, though, I'm never nervous.
Okay.
It's more excitement, right? Because Live at the Apollo is one of those shows, irrespective of whether it is as big as it used to be. It's a show that I grew up watching, and you go, I'm actually on this thing. This is mental. Yeah. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of waiting around sometimes on TV recordings, you know, because they're setting up cameras and all this kind of stuff. But then when the show kicks off, there is something unendingly exciting about waiting side of stage, the producer saying, right, let's get you to behind this garage door. The host starts introducing you, and you see from the back kind of the mist, the smoke machines turning on. Yeah. And then the garage...
It's not just the other comics vaping.
Yeah, exactly that. And then there's one better set of lights go up, and then the garage door goes up, and then the producer gives you a nod, and then you walk out.
And do you do a practice run before that? They practice the door going up and walking? That's something you'd want to get right, isn't it?
Yeah, because they don't want to see you hit your head against the fucking thing. But yeah, you do a little practice run. And it's always like, it's an easy gig, because the audience are there. They're all comedy fans. They want to see Live at the Apollo. They want to see comedians. You're not trying to prove anything to them. They know that you're there because you're good.
Is there a feedback loop? Is there a thing that happens where the greater the size of the audience, it's almost like exponentially bigger laughs? Would you say that 1,000 people give more than 20 times the laugh of a room of 50, if that makes sense. Do you think it increases?
I see what you mean. Yes and no. So the yes is, obviously you've got like more people laughing. So there's this groundswell of sound. But because a room is bigger, depending on the room, it can escape, right? So like I've been lucky enough to perform at the O2 Arena, and that's 18,000 people. And what happens
like
there?
The population in New Zealand, bro.
Yeah.
It's hectic.
I'll crack New Zealand, baby.
Far out.
And so
18,000.
And so there, the laughter, not that it escapes, but you number one, you physically feel the laughter.
Yeah, that's
right?
insane.
So you're on stage and you feel these people laughing, maybe say 15,000 people laughing, and it feels like a physical wall pushing you back a bit.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that really shocked me. And the second thing is the feedback loop is that it gets so loud it becomes almost silent.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, it's like if you get two speakers and play the same frequency at each other, the same sine wave, and you stand in the middle, you hear nothing.
Yes, it's almost
that kind
like
of phenomenon where there's so much laughter that there's silence. That must be what's happening at my gigs, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm trying to say, I smashed it so hard it was silent. I was like, what happened
Really, I
was...
always wondered why it was just dead quiet when I tell jokes.
I didn't know how 18,000 people could be so quiet.
They don't like accents in London for some reason. When I start impersonating the hard accents, there's it's so much laughter.
It's just silence. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
Shit. So at the O2 18,000 seater, it's so loud that you feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
That must be such a recent thing in human evolution to have that many people laughing. That probably hasn't happened until the last few hundred years. If you think of like the timeline, that's such a recent thing. We probably haven't evolved to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, or unless you were on the other side of a river.
Yeah.
There was no bridge. The guys on this side of the river saw you trip up.
Yeah.
And the 18,000 on this village just pointing at you and laughing.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's the only equivalence we've got.
So your first gig, you've gone out there, the thing rises up.
Yeah.
You got the smoke, everyone's cheering. And then how long's the set that you're doing?
So you have to do
5-minute spot?
It's 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
You do a 20-minute set.
No shit.
And the first time I did the Christmas show. So I had to do stuff about Christmas. So my first 2 minutes was brand new stuff.
Yeah.
About Christmas.
The gear that you'd never done before?
No.
And you're just like, I'm just going to try some new stuff.
This is the only place I could do it.
Yeah.
Because also, they can edit it. Right? So what happens is you do 20 minutes and they edit it down to 7.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So
and is it like 7 that goes on TV?
Yeah, the 7 that goes on TV.
Okay, yeah, that's why I asked if it was about 5 or so, because I know, as I say, I've seen you back in New Zealand on the Apollo. It's about a 5-7 minute set.
Yeah.
That's 20 consolidated
into 7.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's what happens. You do 20 minutes and they edit it down to 7. So, but they were like, say something about Christmas at least because it's the Christmas show.
Yeah.
So I'd written some stuff kind of the day before, which I had run out because I'd run out the night before, but it was weird because it's September.
Yeah.
So I can't remember which club I was at, but I'm doing stuff about Christmas at a September gig, and the audience are like,
Is he okay?
Is he okay? But the Christmas gig at the Apollo is amazing in the sense that they get someone on to do Christmas warm-up.
Who, fucking Santa Claus or something?
Yeah. It's just this big...
just get him out.
This guy just comes out and he's wearing a hat and he's like got like bells and shit and he's getting people in the Christmas spirit. They've got tinsel and everything. So
in September this is happening.
Yeah.
Weird. The UK's like that, to be fair. If I go to a Tesco now, they've already got the quality streets out.
Yeah, man, it's fucking awful.
Shit, so they're doing this big Christmas hype.
Yeah, so they're trying to get everybody in the Christmas spirit. The audience have got hats and tinsel and stuff like that in the middle of September. But I've also done Christmas shows that I've recorded in March.
That's weird. That's freakier than September,
bro.
dude.
When I did QI and this, this must have been my 6th or 7th appearance on it. And they was like, we're doing the Christmas episode. I'm like, it's March.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
Imagine if that's when they find out.
Yeah.
You telling them. You're like,
wait.
Hold up.
Oh, wait.
What?
What? And this was one of my favourite stories from my career so far. So I've been told it's a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Right? So I go to the recording and I'm on with Jimmy Carr, Joe Brand, Alan Davis and Sandy Toksvig, right? And we all come out one by one. Jimmy Carr's got his blazer on, looks a business, $1 million suit, whatever. Jo Brand's got her classic black, dress on. Alan Davies wearing his blue shirt. Sandy's wearing like a, nice blouse. I turn up with a full-on lights-on Christmas jumper.
Brilliant.
So I come out looking so special.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Carr goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "It's the Christmas show."
Yeah.
And he goes, "It's March." And I'm like, "Yeah, but we're filming it for a Christmas."
Yeah.
So,
You're just method acting.
yeah.
You're just getting in character.
So I'm there on the show looking so fucking special.
Christmassy.
With this Christmas
They thought you
jumper.
just wore that all year round. They thought that was just your thing.
That my thing. And also, it lights up.
Yeah.
So
Fuck.
I'm dead excited about this jumper that's
Yeah.
lighting
Did you
up.
sit down and just hit the button when they introduced you?
And at one
So
point,
good.
I did a whole big setup for a joke
Yeah.
where the punchline was going to be the lights turning on,
Yeah.
but the battery died. Right? So I went to turn it on, and Sandy talks to me and goes, "That didn't work, darling, did it?"
Oh, Jesus. That's so funny, man. The comedic timing of just the battery not working. And I imagine, did everyone know by that point that the jumper was meant to light up?
Yeah.
Okay, so they understood the
Yeah.
intent.
Yeah.
You weren't just there in a normal jumper with a joke that didn't land, just like you're about... Did they think you're about to fucking detonate
Yeah.
or something?
He did it.
Oh, no. No,
happened.
dude. No, what's... No. Bro, I think if I don't know why you got to make it about race, bro. I tell you what, as I was saying it, I was like, don't fucking say it, Dan.
No.
Don't fucking say it.
I got him. I always break him down.
Fucking hell. You've been doing this 11 years now. You started in 2014.
Yeah.
If you could chat to yourself like a year or two into the process, starting out, now knowing that everything's kind of going to work out, like what's the advice you'd give younger you starting out now that you know what you know? Would you tell him to chill out a little bit?
I was pretty chill. I'm pretty chill, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I never really, that's not the thing that was ever a problem for me. I was never like gasping at the bit to quote unquote make it, because comedy was never the plan.
Yeah.
Right? It was, I was a banker for 6 years, government policy advisor, speechwriter. I'd never known about comedy. I only discovered comedy when I was a speechwriter and did a small course to just make my writing better.
Is that how you discovered it? Was through the speech writing that you were doing?
So I did this comedy course just to make my speech writing better. And the only comedians I knew or had heard of were Michael McIntyre, Mickey Flanagan, Paul Chowdhury, and Russell Peters. Right? I didn't know any other stand-ups. So because I didn't come into it having it being a dream of mine from when I was a child, the pressure was off.
That's interesting, isn't it? That's you almost kind of reverse engineer that process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were naturally doing maybe what they tell a lot of dreamers and up and comers to do, is to just, stop and smell the roses and chill out.
Yeah.
And you were maybe already doing that.
Yeah,
Do you think that helped the process?
Definitely.
Okay.
So I was just enjoying it for what it was. Like, it was a fun thing to do of an evening, and I got to hang out with funny people and have a few beers, And as things progressed, because whatever TV I did or the people I met, because I was so chill, I think what a big, people buy people in life, right? So the people I'd come across would go, "Oh, he's chill, let's get him on this thing." And you go, "Yeah, cool, let's do it, let's have a bit of fun." So the chill thing I wouldn't have said, but the thing I would have said to him, now that I'm here, is have a relentless focus on two things. One, getting better, obviously. Write and work, whatever. But two, build an audience. And that means like with a mailing list. Because ultimately, even if it's social media, when you start touring, the only thing that matters is your audience. And probably a third thing, I've never really cared about making other comedians laugh.
Okay, because that does feel important, that social status and acceptance.
No, the social status and acceptance comes from what you're like off stage, in my opinion.
I'm very interested in that because David Correos, who we were chatting about before, New Zealand comic, he was saying a few years back that one of the most important things in art and in comedy is, you could be a good artist, you could be a good joke writer, but what's it like going on a road trip with you for 5 hours?
Yes.
What's it like spending 5 hours in a car with you on the way to a gig? What value do you place in likability as a person versus being good at your art, good at your discipline.
I think likability is over and above everything else.
That you reckon that's the most important thing is a GC, as we'd say in New Zealand, is good, and you can figure out what the C word stands for. Comrade.
Yeah.
You think, likability trumps everything else.
Because your art and your skill, you can improve or you can do differently or you can make better over time. Who you are as a person, although that can change, but as an adult, on the whole, we're more or less how we're going to be for the rest of our lives, right? And so that David Corios thing of like, what are you like on a road trip? You know, are you nice in a green room? Do people feel happy that you're there? That stuff matters so much more than anything else. And within the peer group, right? Because other comedians aren't buying tickets to my shows. I would love to be able to make you laugh. That'd be awesome. But ultimately, I don't care because you're not going to buy tickets to my shows. If you're going to come,
not now that you've said that.
Yeah. But if you're going to come for free. And so all that matters, so circling back, is the audience, is building my audience, making sure that I'm building an audience that lasts and wants to see me and wants to support me. That would be the thing that I would say to younger me, which I haven't done, which is have this relentless focus on building an audience. I think the thing is, the challenge is because we're in a social media age now, you get comics who blow up online and then they do a tour and other comics get very angry with them, being like, oh, you haven't done the Stripes or whatever.
Yeah.
They're serving their audience, right? And that's their prerogative. My way has been a bit longer, which is I don't think there's a room in the country or anywhere in the world that I can't play. And that's because for 11 years, I've done every single type of gig there is going, whether they're Asian rooms, black rooms, white rooms, whatever. So now I'm in a slightly more advantageous position. I just need to learn how to build an audience. That's the thing that I haven't done. I've got a bit of an audience, but I haven't got this like mad audience who are frothing at the bit to see me live. So that's the thing that I would definitely say to someone. Also, you know, like, this should be, and maybe this is my perspective coming from like, I'm a second, third generation immigrant. For me, it's a privilege to be able to earn a living by telling jokes, right? When I see what my dad had to put up with, what my grandfather had to put up with. So this is meant to be fun. This is the most fun job in the world, telling jokes. So when I meet other comics who are so fucking serious, I'm like, what the bigger thing that surprised me in the business was how boring a lot of comics are.
Oh yeah, or unfunny off of stage.
Yeah. And you go, what? Huh? What? This is meant to be fun. Like my working day should be spent with the funniest people on the planet, and here I am sat in a green room silently because you're fucking depressed about whatever This is crazy.
Why is that? Why is it that we have a job that should be the most enjoyable, fun, funny, easy, relaxing job in the world, and so many people are intense and depressed and serious? Why is it?
Ultimately, like, there's also this correlation, right, where some of the funniest people in the world are also deeply quite sad. We will talk about the sad clown and all that stuff. And I've had my own trials and tribulations. A lot of people have had their own trials and tribulations. But ultimately, the way I see it, the fact that this is an outlet that we have, that we get paid for, is so fucking amazing. I think it's unbelievable.
You're getting paid, fuck. Unreal.
Yeah, crazy, bro.
Jesus.
I remember the first time I got paid, I did a 15-minute set in Oxford.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me 20 quid in an envelope.
And this was back in when? 2015 maybe?
Probably,
2015, 20 quid? Okay.
So he gives me 20 quid and I'm like, what's this for? And he goes, oh, it's for the gig. And I was like, I just got paid. What?
Yeah.
I just got paid to tell. This is crazy. It's mad.
Yeah. Oh.
So I still, even now, 11 years in, do you know what? This is going to sound really wanky, but there isn't a day that goes by where I don't wake up and go, how the fuck has this happened? What? This is crazy. It's so much fun.
So every day you still think that?
Yeah.
That's good though, isn't it? I suppose you don't ever want to lose sight of that, even when you're on QI, you're on Live at the Apollo, you're still waking up going, this is mental.
Yeah.
I wonder, would you say that if you lost sight of that, if you weren't, I suppose, grateful, humble, thankful, you know, that could have negative impacts if you walk into the world being like, I'm the fucking man, I've earned this, and I deserve all of this and all of you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think a bit of healthy acknowledgement of your own sacrifices and skill and talent is important. And I know that, and I have confidence now in my abilities that, like I said, there isn't a room I can't play. And I know that I've got to this point because actually I have worked quite hard and I have missed birthdays and funerals and weddings and died at gigs and played to 2 or 3 people. I've done all of that.
Missing a funeral because you're at your own.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Mum.
Jesus Christ, dude. I've been on the Wikipedia and I can see why that was a hectic thing to say. I know just enough about you to feel really bad about what you just said. I'll address that later, but I will say my old man passed 5 years back. My first gig, I could argue, was his eulogy because everyone was so fucking sad.
Yeah.
And I was almost crowd work in the front row, almost kind of like, sort of what brings you here? Like, what do you do for a living? Yeah. I'm a widow.
Yeah. What's your name? What do you do? Not your dad anymore.
Yeah. Fuck. Mental. Jesus,
not your
dude.
dad anymore. It's bad mind, by the way. All of that, I think is important, and I think sometimes, particularly in Britain, there's this sense of one must downplay their achievements or their hard work or their talent.
Does that exist here in the UK? I just jump in there because in New Zealand that's prevalent as well. Tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah, and so don't get above your station. That's like, don't do that. All of that is fine. But I think there should be a quiet acknowledgement of your abilities. And so I'm very happy to do that.
Yeah.
But by the same token, notwithstanding, I know that I'm lucky as well. I know that I'm lucky to be in the UK doing this. I know that I'm lucky to be getting the opportunities that I'm getting and all of that stuff. And the fact that my living is this, and touch wood, it's a very healthy and nice living. More than anything, Dan, it's the freedom. The freedom that I've got to wake up at a time that I want, to see who I want to see when I want to see them, book the gigs that I want to book in, that is a real privilege, and it's something I feel really grateful for all the time.
You were working in finance, that's your background. You work as a comedian now, you've gone from this discipline to the other, but outside of that, outside of doing comedy, what's your thing that you do to unwind? Like for me, it's like woodwork. Like I fucking love making a table. I've only made a couple, but my old man did it and I like doing that.
Yeah.
What's your like thing that you nerd out on?
Can I say, what is the correlation between woodwork and long hair? Like tattoos, long hair, looking like Jesus, doing woodwork.
A criminal record?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the correlation is, the long hair, woodwork. But I don't know. It's probably the most dangerous haircut in a workop as well.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you think about it, it's kind of like, I don't know, man v lathe. I'm unsure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's a curious thing, something I want to unpick. What is the thing I do to unwind? To be a cook.
Yeah.
I very rarely get an opportunity to cook. So your connection to woodwork is your dad. My connection to cooking is my mum.
Fantastic.
Right? So, I had to learn how to cook after my mum passed away because she was like a very typical Asian mother in that the kitchen was her domain and I did not step in.
It was the same with your old man as well. Am I right to understand that your old man wasn't cooking until his 20s?
Yeah. What?
How'd
you know that?
I just did my research.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. 22? He started cooking?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Do you know who you remind me of? You know that, who's that hip hop guy?
Oh, not Nardwar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't like that?
Oh, right. Yeah.
I felt like a hip hop guy.
Funny, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. It's brilliant.
But yes, so I learned to cook after my mum passed away, and actually the first few times, like, there was a deep emotional connection to my mum when I was doing it. Like, so that's the main thing I do to unwind.
What a nice thing to honour her as well, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you imagine if one of your parents, something you used to do with a parent was like throw rocks through church windows. It's like, you're remembering them, but it's not a nice thing that you're doing. Yeah. Cooking and smelling the spices and all of that. Because, I
don't use spices.
Don't you?
No,
I felt like we had a connection before we started chatting, and it's that not using spices. That's brilliant.
Why would I use spices, bro? Why would I?
It's just too expensive, man. Salt and pepper.
Yeah, I'm just salt and pepper.
Pepper, is that
shepherd's pie?
French cooking? What the fuck is that? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Salt. I know salt, they've got the big yellow bins around here. I'm not sure what. I haven't seen any fucking pepper bins. Silly. Okay, so you do that. You're still mad for cooking.
Yeah, cooking is my thing. I take like I'm taking cookery classes. Like every month, I do like a random cookery class. So like I'm doing a Korean, a bibimbap one.
Okay.
I'll be doing like a Japanese knife skills one soon.
How good.
That's just the thing that I'm quite interested in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hooking into, and what's your signature dish? For me, it's like, we're going off topic. I think I'm just hungry, but it's a nice headspace to be in.
Yeah.
What's your thing that you're proud of making? For me, it's like comfort food. Like I make like a mean steak sauce, like pub food.
Like a peppercorn sauce or like a pan sauce?
A fucking what corn sauce?
Peppercorn?
You keep saying that word. I don't know what pepper is. But yeah, dude, 100%. Yeah. What's your dish? What's your go-to that you're proud of making? What are you good at making?
I make a really good moussaka.
Yeah?
And about a month and a half ago, I made the best chicken curry I've ever made in my life.
Fantastic.
I always do Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
My roast.
When do you start cooking that? March?
Yeah. Takes ages, mate.
Yeah,
slow roasted turkey.
Yeah. It's a very slow roasted turkey. We're just sitting in a chair and just fucking making fun of us. Yeah. You fucking bastard.
Press a button, it lights up, you know.
Brilliant. That's so good. So you made the best curry. Why was it the best curry? This
chicken curry I made was, I don't know, it's just everything was perfect. Like the spices I used, how long I let it cook. It was just perfect. I don't know how else to describe it.
I suppose if I made the perfect curry, I wouldn't be telling a fucking Caucasian the secrets, would I?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? I'd be sitting here with a similar approach, just being like, it's just magic, Dan.
Yeah,
just
magic. Yeah, you would not be able to do it.
Have you ever put raisins in a slow cooker and seen them turn into grapes? And I know that sounds like a riff, but have you ever had that happen? Because raisins are dehydrated grape. Right. And you put a handful in a slow cooker. You wake up the next morning, your curry's done, and it's full of grapes because it rehydrates the raisins. It's fucking mad.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because a raisin's just a shriveled little grape, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it puts the moisture back into it over the course of 8 hours, and you're like, who put these fucking grapes in my curry?
I guess that's true, because sometimes I rehydrate like dry chilies.
Yeah.
I need to, Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. More interesting than funny. I've never kind of made that work as a bit, but I've done that before. I've just put the raisins in.
That's cool. I might try that. Yeah. I don't really like raisins in savoury food.
Well, then maybe don't.
The Middle Easterns
do. It's more a science experiment.
The Middle Easterns, Persians do it all the time.
Okay.
They keep putting raisins in their fucking barberries. What the fuck are you doing? Middle Easterns, Iranians. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, that was unnecessary.
That's I think that's the one bit that we clip up. I think that's the only bit of the pod we put on Instagram is just you saying that.
Yeah, fuck you, Iranians. Happy? No context.
Just AI it so it looks like me saying it.
Yeah.
Get me cancelled. Speed run. What's okay, off the back of the cook and the woodwork chats, what I like asking this question, I find this is interesting. What's something that maybe it is the cooking, what's something you're proud of, you as a person, a skill that you have that you don't get to brag about enough? For me, it's making a house of cards. I never fucking get to do it, and when I do,
really?
I'm slightly almost autistic good at it. Like I'm pretty busy, but I never get the chance. So what's something for you that you're like, I wish I had a platform to be like, hey, I'm good at this thing.
And does it have to be as like?
It can be anything. It could be you're empathetic. It could be that you are. You've got a butterfly collection no one ever asks about.
Oh, that's a very good question. I'll tell you what I'm really good at.
Yeah.
There's a game called House Flipper 2 on the PlayStation.
House Flipper 2?
Yeah.
It was a fucking capitalist PlayStation game.
Yeah.
House Flipper.
Yeah.
It's like a finance house flipping.
You basically take like decrepit houses, fix them.
On PlayStation?
Yeah. And then sell them.
What fucking... I've never heard of that.
Right. I'm so good at this fucking game.
Well, because the finance background.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like the speed with which I fix these houses and make them stunningly beautiful and then sell them.
They fixed the bug from the 2018 version, didn't they? Because after there was, you got to have different cladding regulations. Yeah. So that's, re-released the game.
But
a little bit of a fucking property joke for you. Tough crowd. Overwhelmed with the silence from the laughter. So there's a house flipping PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Man, what did you like? How do you get to getting a game like that? Where do you end up playing that? Do you just like play all the racing games and you're like, this isn't stimulating enough?
Well, no, it's just on the PlayStation, there's like so many fun games. I mean, most recently, and I'd make of this what you will, I downloaded a game called Super Taxi, where I'm a taxi driver in Barcelona, and I'm fucking great at it. And then I go, obviously, I've got a natural disposition to driving a taxi. My dad was a minicab driver for a bit.
Super Taxi?
Yeah.
Is it one of those, because there's like Farming Simulator and there's all of those games that are. Have you done Goat Simulator?
Yes, Goat Simulator.
You played Goat Simulator?
Yes.
I don't know how to articulate this, but it doesn't surprise me. You do have that energy of someone that would just like play a game just running around either mowing, fucking harvester. I feel that I've dug myself into a hole. Let me get myself out of it. There is that kind of. No, I can't justify that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But you do, that it is just kind of like a wacky, fun game, isn't it? Goat Simulator.
I love a simulator. One of my favourite simulators I ever had was Truck Simulator.
Truck Simulator.
Where you had to basically deliver cargo from one place to another, right? And you could do like pan-European trips. And I remember I was with my ex at the time. On this game, it's almost real time, the distant time it takes to make the delivery. So you're going from London to Copenhagen. It will take couple of hours, right, for you to do. And they have options there where you just like listen to different types of music, radio, whatever. I would drive this truck in deathly silence.
Wow.
Because I was so
focused. It's like serial killer behavior.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's like on your way to commit murder kind of behavior.
So once my girlfriend at the time, she walks into the room, she goes, "Are you playing Truck Simulator?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, It's very quiet. And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Can you not play music or something?" I said, "No, I can, but I don't want to." And she just looked at me like, "Are you okay?"
Would you say, is your mind quite a noisy place? Is there a lot always happening in your mind, and just like driving a truck silently is just a bit of an unwind for you?
Yeah, maybe. But I sometimes with those simulator games, I like sitting in the silence.
Right.
Of driving in the dark.
Do you even need to drive in the dark, or is it just the silence you enjoy? Like, wait till you find out about like baths. Maybe you just need to like lay
I hate
down.
Baths.
Do you?
I hate baths.
Really?
I haven't had a bath since I was like 6 years old.
Right. You've showered though since then, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so hesitant. You're responding to that. Yeah. No, I shower every day, but baths I didn't.
Yeah, haven't had a bath since sick. Trippy.
Yeah.
Too intense. Too like there's.
It's just I'm just in a body of dirty water.
Yeah.
And
but then you're clean.
No, you're not, because you're still bathing in your dirty water.
It is just kind of like
with a shower is like going off you.
Yeah, I hear you. It is almost like making a tea of yourself, isn't it? There's like an equilibrium. You spend time in the bath, and the bath.
Yeah, and then your skin gets all scraggly or whatever. It's weird.
Would you? I mean, you've been on the Apollo. You could sell your bath water though, couldn't you?
Oh, I don't know who's buying that.
New Zealand would love it.
Would they?
Yeah.
Can I make a bit of a killing in New Zealand?
I think you could do. Yeah, sell your bath water and sell that down.
Would you like the bath water of a fat brown Asian man?
A lot of sound bites I can't really use today, bro. A lot of fucking editing I have to do with this podcast now. I might just chop it up so that's just the cold intro to the episode. It's just you asking that. It's so silly.
Here's a cold intro. You can't call me a fucking pat.
Jesus. Yes, I can, and I will. Jesus, try and stop me. Fucking hell. Part of the motivation for me doing stand-up, trying to kind of go all in and chase this in some capacity in London, there was a Jim Carrey quote from a university speech he did. It was in 2014, and it was something to the effect of, I say something to the effect, I've got it written right here. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. Are there any nuggets of wisdom? I mentioned what Correa said earlier about the road trip, just kind of like one-liner quips to keep you on the straight and narrow. Kind of words of inspiration or conversations you've had in the past that have helped you on your journey?
Oh, it's a really good question. Really good, deep question. I'm quite self-absorbed and also deaf, so I don't know how much I've listened to other people.
It could be a quote from you.
You give me a quote from me?
Oh, I'm saying you could give us a quote from you. We got a really good one about 90 seconds ago that's probably unusable. Don't know if I'd call that inspirational.
Well, it's not a quote or anything, but it's something that I kind of live by, particularly on stage, is as long as you're having fun, it's fine. Like, it sounds really pathetic, but as long as you're having fun, whether it's on stage, in your life, whatever, it's fine. Because you having lost a parent, me having lost a parent, other shit happening, life has a way of taking things out of your hands. And if you are able to have fun in the interim between those moments where life takes things out of your hands, that's a life well lived, because I've got friends and family, like one of my mum's closest friends, she was the one who was like the most beautiful one in the group, right? She was the most beautiful auntie ever. One day she just got MND. And within a year, she's just turned into a shell of a human being, right? And when shit like that happens, you go, we spend so much time, waste so much time worrying about things and getting angry and doing this. There's, to a certain extent, that's important. Of course it is. But life has a way of taking things out of your hands. And when that happens, the first thing you do is you regret the time that you wasted. You regret the stuff going, fucking hell. Now I can't move like I used to be able to. Now I can't speak, whatever it is. So in the interim, I just try and have as much fun as I possibly can.
And did you have that perspective before losing your mum? Was that something that's been recently gained?
Yeah, I did. I did, because when I started in banking in 2005, these were the real halcyon days of the finance industry.
And what's halcyon, sorry?
Like the great times.
Oh, pre-GFC, like things are up. And
things are awesome, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we had the 2008 crash, right?
Yeah.
It was always really high. So 2005, especially 2005, 2006, shit was popping off, right? So it was super intense. People were trying to maximize the money they were making. And we were all earning good money, but no one was having fun. Like, we'd get into the office at 6:30. We'd leave at like 8, 9 p.m., drink till 1 a.m, and sleep, cycle, repeat. And I remember, like, because at the time when I was a banker, I was still doing some Bollywood dance choreography.
Mm-hmm.
I would make time to do it because it was fun. And so in the office, I'd get a lot of criticism for being like too happy, too jolly. And my boss at the time, he was like well known in the industry for being a hard ass.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, and this sounds really sad, his wife died. His wife had a heart attack and died. And he came to the office a couple of days later and he quit. He was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing?
He just changed completely.
Shit. And that's someone who you would never have guessed previously
Never, ever.
would do that.
Yeah.
The last person to just quit.
And
wow.
Now that I think about it, I think it was probably him. Like, when he was leaving, he said to me, I know you and I have had a lot of clashes, but actually, you really did make me laugh in the office, and I thank you for that. There were moments where you really made me laugh, and I'm glad I had that. That's great. I don't know what he's up to now. But yeah, life has a way of taking shit out of your hands. So just enjoy yourself in the meantime.
I had a quick thought during the break. I had a nasty comment on an Instagram reel yesterday. Some guy in Germany didn't understand a reel that I put up about Germans, which was very German of him, to be fair, to not understand the bit. I'm interested to know, how do you navigate negativity either online or in person? Like, there's a lot of people that'll like you. There'll be some people who might not enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Do you care?
Well, before I answer that question, and actually it is timely because I was thinking in the break, there was one other bit of wisdom, because you asked me about wisdom.
Yeah, please.
There's one other bit of wisdom that I want to share that I want to
please.
keep, which is, no one is thinking about you as much or as little as you think they are. No one is thinking about you as much or as little as you think they are. Often as comics, we're like, oh man, I need to do this, I need to do that. No one's thinking about you. Everyone's life is busy. So don't worry about it.
I had that revelation when I was in my late teens.
Yeah.
Because I was horrendously, anxiously worried that people were thinking about me all the time.
Yeah.
The outfits that I would wear, the way I would walk as a very awkward guy.
Yeah.
And I thought all eyes were on me all the time.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, they're not. And that's very liberating.
Yeah.
And there's a little part of me that's going, fuck, I wish they were.
Yeah.
But that's such a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really do that. I mean, half an hour after we're done chatting, we go about our separate days. You're probably not going to be thinking about me. I might have said something silly or whatever.
Yeah.
And people, they just get on, don't they?
Yeah. So just keep that in your mind. Don't worry about it that much.
Yeah.
So to that point, to then circle back to this question. So I used to get drawn in to online debates all the time.
Okay.
Like, properly spend hours on Twitter debating wankers, basically.
Did you ever start the debates, or you would jump in on others' debates?
A bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
You know, I'm prone to saying things that are a bit cheeky and controversial every so often, and it would draw debate. Now, if someone criticizes me online, I give zero shits. And I mean, Lord knows, Muslims hate me, white people hate me, Jews have hated me, black people have hated me.
These are Kanye lyrics, aren't they?
How? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. Women have hated, like, everyone's been annoyed with me at some point, but now, especially with everything like going on with immigration and reform and stuff, you know, and the things that I talk about, I get a lot of shit online.
Okay, you do get a lot of online backlash.
Loads of online shit. And my philosophy on it is, if someone has taken the time out of their day to tell you that you're a piece of shit online, it's their life that they need to worry about.
Does it say more about them than you?
100%.
So,
because I actually cannot recall a time where I've gone out of my way to tell someone their shit online. I'll tell them to their face.
Yeah.
But not online. There's so much effort. Whereas if someone's watching you and enjoyed it and gone, I really like this, that's fine. You know, cool. Thanks. But to spread negativity that way, fuck them. Who's doing that?
I think growing up online, the only people, if I was ever like nasty in a Facebook comment or if I was ever trolling, I think looking back, it was people that I was like, fuck, I wish I was them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Looking back, it would be people who were successful, they had a hot missus or whatever, and little 17-year-old me sitting at home. Looking back, that never came from a place of, hey, I need to inform this person they're actually not good at their job. They're actually not good looking. It's like, no, it kind of came from that place.
One of my favorite interactions like this, because also now I react, sometimes if I feel in the mood, I will interact with it, but in a really like positive, fun way.
Yeah.
So I remember when I did one of the Mickey Flanagan supports at the O2, a guy emailed me and said...
An email?
He sent me an email. Jesus. He was like, I just want you to know...
Was his pigeon busy?
Yeah. He sent me an email and goes, I just want you to know that obviously it looks like comedy isn't for you. Oh. You should consider another career. Now, just to remind you, I was on stage at the O2 Arena.
Yes.
Opening for his favourite comedian. I don't know what he thinks happened. Did he think I was walking past the O2 and Mickey Flanagan was like, oh, I need an opener.
I thought this was the O1.
Yeah.
What am I doing
What
here?
am I doing here? This is crazy.
Fuck.
Anyway, so this guy says to me, obviously, comedy isn't for you. And you should consider another career. And then I said, oh, thank you so much for reaching out. Would you mind telling me what career you think I should consider? What are my career options? And he goes, well, I don't know your CV, so send it over to me. So I sent him over my official CV.
Brilliant.
And I sent him my comedy CV with all the things I've done. And I said, I'd love to know, and let me know what your fee is for this consultancy fee. Like,
you sent a PDF in a debate.
Yeah.
Alpha male behavior.
Yeah. So I was like, please let me know what your consultancy fee is. I really appreciate you taking the time to try and improve my life. And did he reply? No, he fucking didn't.
No, of course not.
Right. And so like, now when people, one thing I love doing is when people tell me, oh, this is shit online, I will usually reply, thank you for commenting. Appreciate the support on the algorithm.
Yeah,
great engagement.
That engagement, yeah, of course.
So it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Something I wanted to ask before. You were talking about the ability to stop and smell the roses, enjoy the process, the fact that you've had historically a pretty positive, chilled out approach to comedy and being able to enjoy it. You this afternoon, you're chatting with myself, you've got a gig tonight, and you've got that downtime in between. For anyone who's doing anything creative, they're self-employed, they're getting after something by themselves as a one-man band, what are the pillars and the anchors that you put in to be able to do that? Just as an example, I'll probably spend 2 days a week editing and producing the podcast, right? And that could be something that's outsourced. What things do you have in place, either support from people, external services, paying someone money to free up your time to get after what you're doing? What does that balance look like?
Great question. I've always been a big believer, even before I did comedy, that if you are able to pay the person who likes doing the thing that would be very difficult for you to do, that feels like a chore to you. I hate editing. I can't do it. I can't be asked. So when it's a clip that I need, I just pay someone else to do it.
Yes.
Right? And I get that I'm in a position where I'm able to afford to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I couldn't, I saw it as an investment.
Yes.
20 quid. When I didn't have 20 quid, actually, this might help me. The payoff will be from some tickets I sell because people have seen this clip.
And your time was probably worth more than 20 quid to not do that.
Yes.
That you were essentially paying 20 quid to have brain space and freedom and flexibility.
Yeah. So there's that. The thing that I do pretty consistently is every Sunday night at 10 p.m., I plan out my week and I time block my week, right? So I try and make sure, because at the moment I've got the threads of my career are stand-up, I'm writing a musical, I'm writing a film, I'm writing a book.
There's so much on your plate.
Right.
It's a lot of spinning plates.
Yeah. So those are the 4 things. And I just say to myself, to be kind to myself, if I can spend an hour or 2 a week on each of those things, just an hour or 2 across the whole week, that's a good week. Right. And my priority is stand-up. So I plan out my week, I time block an hour slot here and an hour slot there to just focus on my activities around stand-up. That doesn't just mean writing material. It could be generating the clip. It could be booking in a gig. Whatever activity involves stand-up comedy, I do that in that hour. So that's how I like structuring my week.
Brilliant.
And it always makes me feel like I'm kind of taking baby steps forward. My diary is very busy. Within that hour of stand-up, I might not be able to write material necessarily, but I've got corporate on Thursday. Within that hour, I'll write a bit of material for that, make sure my logistics are set for that particular gig. So that 1 hour focus I've got gives my brain the space it needs to, as we were talking about earlier, live life, do the thing, play fucking house flipper or whatever. So that's how I focus my week to give me the brain space I need.
Would you argue that if you tried to cram it into 12-hour days, like cranking the hours you were working in finance, for example, it would be diminishing returns?
Yeah,
you would achieve less by doing much more.
Yeah, exactly. That 1 hour is time blocked. My brain is focused.
Yeah,
phone's off. Nothing else can disturb me in that.
And it's not the doing an hour of it so much as the doing that every week.
Yes.
That's where the progress is, right?
Yeah.
Doing that consistently, not just having a 12-hour day where you burn out doing a thing. It's just doing those amounts week on week, and that's the progress for the film, for the book.
Yeah. Because, your brain needs time and space, particularly with comedy, to think about funny stuff.
Yeah.
The way I like writing on stage. I've never written down a joke, right? It's never happened. I've just said everything on stage. Or I have the premise and I go, I want to get from A to B. I know what A is and I kind of know what B is. Let's see what words come out of my mouth in between. Because written stand-up, in my opinion, is never going to be as funny as spoken stand-up, obviously, right? So when people write about, this comedian said this offensive joke, when you read it in a newspaper or a blog, it sounds worse because you're losing all inflection, all tone, all context, right?
Yes.
So I have my comedy notes, I have whatever, and then I go, I want to get from A to B. I'll see how I get there and see where my brain takes me, because that will be naturally the funniest thing because it's true to who I am. So for example, right now, I'm trying to write a bit about how we can dial the needle on relationships with the Muslim community. Because in the UK, with the Irish community, they terrorised the fuck out of us. But because they gave us Guinness and the Irish car bomb, we kind of forgive them.
Yeah.
Now, Muslims don't drink. That's a problem. But pubs should have drinks that refer to Muslim communities. That's all I had. And I went, right, I want to come up with some drinks that Muslims won't drink, because I've never drunk a Guinness with an Irish person in London. Never happened. But I've drunk Guinness.
Yeah.
Right. So I went on stage, I was like, right, this is the idea, this is what I want to talk about. And I came up with The Journalist, which is a beer with no head.
Fuck.
That's funny shit.
That is that. And you came up with that on stage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because on stage, I was like, I know this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then someone else said, from the audience, because they, a bit of crowdfunding, I guess. One guy was like, what about, he said, gin and tonic cab. And I was like, that's pretty good, actually. Gin and tonic cab, Nick cab. I'll try and make something with that. But I'm having fun in the process on this Monday to Wednesday. with the audience and they feel like, oh shit, I'm involved in this.
Yeah.
And then that forms part of my hour's work, at least.
Yeah.
And what happens is if you set like a minimum of an hour, you end up doing 3 or 4 or 5 in the week.
But if you had put 3 or 4 or 5 in your diary, that's probably overwhelming.
Yeah.
Probably hard to get after that.
Yeah.
New Zealand comedian Rhys Darby.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to hang out with him after a show a few months back, and he had an analogy which I thought was very fascinating, which was when you go up on stage with an idea, you don't go up with, you'll like this because you're into your house flipping PlayStation games. He's like, you don't go up on stage with just the blueprint or the full house. You go up with like the frame of the house.
Yes.
And that's such a brilliant way to visualize it. That you just
100%.
go up with the structure, the rough shape, and then you build and create that on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what my A to B is.
Yeah.
It's that frame. And then I fill out the frame eventually. And then eventually I put furniture in and then I put lights in. You know, that's what it is. And that's the fun of it, is you get to see it building bit by bit by bit. There are bits of mine that I've 5 years after I've walked into the room and gone, oh, that plant would be quite nice, actually. So suddenly, 5 years later, an old bit, I go, oh, this is a great little thing I should add to this.
Yeah.
That I hadn't realised. And that's why I love stand-up comedy so much, because there is no such thing as a perfect joke. In my living room, this is the joke. You'll walk into the same living room and go, why did you put that cushion there? And you go, oh, shit, that's quite good, actually.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Mine's a sunset lamp from AliExpress.
Right.
So that women feel safe.
Safe, yeah, no, good of you.
I am. There's a couple you haven't been to New Zealand yourself.
No, I haven't.
I want to show you. This is crack in New Zealand. There's a brand of chocolate called Whittaker's. Have you heard of Whittaker's chocolate?
No, I haven't.
In 2014, Whittaker's Chocolate collaborated with what would you call it? A milk company? That wording sounds weird. What is that? There's a better phrase for what I'm saying.
Dairy company.
Dairy company. Yeah, dairy brand.
A dairy brand, yeah.
Chocolate brand, dairy brand collaborated, and they made a Whittaker's chocolate milk. And
Okay.
this is just off the back of this is pre-COVID, post-flash mobs. It was a weird time in society where things like early internet virality for stuff.
Right.
It was such a popular chocolate milk. Kiwis went so fucking mad for it. There was security employed at the supermarket next to the fridges and a 1-bottle limit per customer.
Wow.
People were mad for this milk. It was only $2 or $3. It was reselling for $10 or $20 online.
Wowza.
People were road tripping for a couple of hours to get this chocolate, so they were mad for it. And it's Whittaker's chocolate. This is premium New Zealand chocolate. It's Whittaker's creamy milk. I want you to have a bit of this.
I would love to have a bit.
It's going to knock your socks off.
I will say this. Now, the one thing that Britain is brilliant at is chocolate, right? I've been to America, shit chocolate.
Shit chocolate in America.
Awful.
Yeah.
I've been to other countries.
Get amongst, dig in.
The mainland Europe, chocolate isn't as good as it is in the UK.
I'll put money on that being better than anything you've had in the UK.
Right, well, let's see. And, part of the reason the UK is so good at chocolate is, of course, colonialism, right? Tate and Lyle, they got the sugar early and they mixed it pretty quickly. So you're saying this is going to knock my socks off. It's very good.
It's pretty tasty chocolate.
Yeah, very tasty. It's creamy.
Dude, I travelled for, I think I told you I travelled. It was like a 2-3 hour round trip to get that from a woman. She met me outside of the train station. Yeah, Orpington. She met me outside a train station with a plastic bag, and we did like a deal of some Whittakers to get that from a woman, because you can't buy it in the UK. I think there's like an online shop where you can get it. But that's Whittaker's chocolate, and that is it's like heroin to expat Kiwis. They're 250 gram blocks. This isn't sponsored by Whittaker's, by the way, but if you're watching Nigella, there's a quarter kilo for a block of that chocolate, and pretty soon your suitcase is overweight coming back to real common dilemma. Kiwis come to the UK, return home, and they have to pay an excess baggage fee from how much Whittaker's they're bringing over.
That's really
10 quid a block in Glasgow to buy it.
Is it?
Mhm.
I mean, it is delicious.
Best you've had, is it?
It's up there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as the Cadbury's Dairy Milk.
Controversial. Well, Cadbury's didn't they get in trouble with the palm oil stuff a few years back? Was that Cadbury?
Yeah, but palm oil is tasty. Put in everything.
So, yeah.
Genocide the orangutans.
Jesus, that'd be a hell of a t-shirt. Oh, dude, that's what I was going to tell you about this morning. I saw something so fucking wholesome. I got some lemonade for you to try, and then I'll leave you to your afternoon.
No.
I saw something so hilarious on the tube today. Yeah. There was a dude that had a shirt on, and it was just, I can't fucking remember for the life of me what it was. Oh, was like a little stick figure with no arms. This is Bob. Bob has no arms. Knock, knock. Who's there? Not Bob. I fucking love that this dude, when was the last time you saw someone wear a shirt with a joke on it?
That's great.
Like not a logo, not a brand, a joke. Walking around with a joke, that's
awesome.
funny to me.
That's
Goes
awesome.
out into the day, just one joke, and that's the joke he's wearing.
For the day.
That was, it's very like 2000s energy to walk out with a joke.
Actually, now that I realise, I think more comics should do that. It's really fun.
Now this what I'm about to show you, lemonade from New Zealand, L&P. I should be getting sponsored for this. I wonder if there's some way to like work this into a TikTok shop, and whenever someone buys a can of lemonade, I get paid.
I like the packaging.
It's pretty fun. There's a giant L&P bottle as a New Zealand landmark. It's about 3-4 meters high. Driving through, I think, central New Zealand. It's in Pairoa, Lemon and Pairoa. That's
What's
what L&P
Pairoa?
is. I think it's a place.
Right.
It's a place in New Zealand, and so the Lemon and Pairoa, and there's like a giant L&P bottle. Give that a crack if you're a lemonade fan. Try some. Oh, get a little in the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Try some of that.
Good. Right.
You don't have, if you don't actually enjoy it, you don't have to.
Oh, that is delicious.
Pretty tasty.
Very, very delicious.
Pretty tasty.
Because it's lemonade. It almost tastes like...
You're tasting the Pairoa as well.
Yeah. But what is
Pairoa
it?
is a place.
Just a place?
It's a town, yeah.
What I like about it is there's a lemonade that doesn't feel like Sprite feels really sugary.
Yeah.
And this is obviously full sugar. Sorry. It's really bad.
No, it's
really much.
Just gas you up both physically and spiritually before you leave.
Great. This is very tasty. I like it a lot.
Fantastic. What's your review on the two for the Whittaker's chocolate? It's not an everydayer that I do on the pod, but I thought, for the Kiwi crowd.
So see, let's use the 5 system.
The 5 system?
Yeah, the 5 system. Whittaker's gets a 4.5.
4.5.
Actually, they both get 4.5.
Both get 4.5.
Yeah. They're brilliant. If I was in New Zealand, I would be very proud of both of these things and want them.
You'd probably bring them onto a podcast, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
As your offering.
I would.
To a guy.
Yeah. I'd want the world to know about both these things.
They got in a lot of trouble a few years back because they did it was like a gender reveal block. It was either blue or pink chocolate. And there were some people that got very up in arms being like, you can't just make it so fucking binary. And I believe my conspiracy is that they're a brand known for marketing. I think that's intentional because I think that gets people talking.
Yes.
You're inadvertently going, there are men and there are women. And just sit back and let people talk about it and buy the chocolate.
Chocolate, yes.
Yeah.
That is good. I do like that. That's one thing I do admire about them.
To be fair, like a non-binary chocolate would be interesting, wouldn't it?
A non-binary chocolate. What would that taste like?
Probably be a little bit louder than the other chocolates. Maybe a bit more vocal.
Yes. Crunchy.
And all the other chocolate bars around it go, maybe that's a bit of me as well.
Maybe that is a bit of me.
Maybe I can fucking try that on.
Yeah, let me have
Yeah.
Non-binary chocolate.
There's the argument that non-binary chocolate has existed in some cultures for thousands of years. And it's not a new idea.
No, it's not a new idea.
But we've just gone and put a new label on it. Like it's
exactly.
a new thing. People are like, it's like actually, if you look back in history,
it's basically, the same thing that happens to a lot of these ideas is white people got hold of it. And then we were like, oh yeah, that's the thing.
Did you just mention colonization?
I may have done. Get it on the counter. How many times has Akbar mentioned colonization on a podcast?
I fucking dropped out of school. I can't count that high. Well, I'll leave it there. Thank you for coming through, bro.
Thanks for having me, brother.
I really appreciate your time, man. It's cool getting to meet you finally.
Yes,
it's
and
fantastic.
You, man.
Top secret, 16th of November.
Yes.
You're going to be there at 2 p.m. Drury Lane.
Yes.
And people can find you on Instagram.
Yes.
Handle.
Yeah, Michael Packentire.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
How good. It's brilliant. No, we'll leave it there, man. It was filming, wasn't it?